Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00127 hashtag baby. That's right, I said baby. Oh, goodness. Anyways, let me go check out the note section here. This is what I'm going to be talking about. Let me see here. Bond Trading View. List of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. And so if you don't know what that is, I make a list of shorts. I flag them. Let me see. How can I say this? Basically, it's a customized trading view from on-chain FX. And it's a list of 55 coins. And I have flagged certain tokens or certain cryptocurrencies that you can short or dump or plan your exit to get the most amount of Bitcoins. I'll be going over that today. And then also in the notes section, more Bitcoin fork clones on the way. Bitcoin God will be born Christmas Day. A little bit old article, but why not? I'll just go over it. Why not? You know, because after all, it is that time of the year, isn't it? It's that time of the year. And then I'll take you to Twitter from Chandler Gao. If you don't know who Chandler Gao is, he's the owner of an exchange that I don't know if they're still operating or not, but also an investor in probably some mining. But he's the one that started Bitcoin God. So this episode just briefly talks about it. Mainly I'll be going over the James Bond or Bond Trading View. I'll be going over the list of altcoins flagged for shorts. And then, of course, I'll always be doing the fees for Bitcoin, as well as the mempool for Bitcoin, and then, of course, a chart analysis for Bitcoin. So I'll be going over that as well. So I'll be doing that. Also in the notes section here is a list of news aggregators: Coinspectator, CryptoPanic, and Cryptokings. And then partitioned also in the notes section is a list of potential hard forks, fake forks, joke forks, already forked, and potential hard forks again. Let me see. It's time to stop meme. I put that in there because it's time to stop with all these hard forks. Bitcoin Platinum. That was a joke fork. Now someone picked up on that. Bitcoin Uranium still available, but who knows? Maybe Bitcoin God is basically Bitcoin Uranium. We'll see. Bitcoin Cash Plus, which is going to be happening January, beginning of January, either end of December or beginning of January. Bitcoin Classic, which apparently already happened, from what I can understand. It was basically a continuation of the hard fork of Bitcoin Cash. I guess you can call it a fork. So, and then SegWit 2x, the fake SegWit 2x, because the real SegWit 2x could never get started. And then Super Bitcoin, Bitcoin Diamond, BID ticker symbol, which I still can't find. Forked, I think, November 22nd. And then Bitcoin Diamond, BCD, which forked on November 24th. And I think that's the one where you get 1 Bitcoin and then you get 10 Bitcoin Diamond. So apparently there are futures market for that. I'll see if I can check it out today. We'll go over a lot of stuff. And then lightning Bitcoin LBTC. Gosh, I'm really gonna wait for the when Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Lightning like basically get married. They're like the same fork, same fork marriage. So when Bitcoin Lightning and Bitcoin Gold has the same fork marriage, they'll have a ticker symbol LGBTC. Can't wait for that one to happen. I'm sure it's going to happen. I mean, supposedly 2018 is going to be year of the fork, the ICF initial no IFO initial fork offering, IFOs, yeah, IFOs. IFOs, not UFOs, IFOs, IFOs. And of course, I have a list of airdrops. Last update, October 29th. That's the last time I was there, but I think it updates every day. Cryptocree.com/airdrop for all of you people who love to get free money falling from the sky. And then, of course, uh, next partitioned off in the notes section, I have some useful links. Segwit charts. I don't know what's happening with that, but I'm sure something is. Coin Codex, which is similar to Coin Market Cap. Basically, it's a listing platform. And then Live Coin Watch, which is also another listing platform. CoinGecko, which is also another listing platform. BitInfo Charts, listing platform, but a little different. You can see a lot of the fundamentals of the blockchain, like hashing rate, transaction volume, block time, block size, all that good stuff. You can also compare them with other blockchains as well. I might even go over that today. And then Joho's mempool statistics. If you want to know what fees you need to get your transactions in the next block. I actually did a transaction today. Had to use about 300 to 350 Satoshis per byte, which is basically $12 to $11, maybe more, just to get my transactions into the next block. And then Salome.io, another listing platform, except that this listing platform measures social volume. In other words, the social media content that other people provide, it picks up on that in accordance with different altcoins. And then that way you get an idea of what coins are being pumped and how social engineering works with these coins, because these coins, they don't produce any, they're not a company, they don't produce any product or any service. The only way to get the price moving is to socially engineer people to buy into it. Hype it up for the most part. Transaction accelerator, maybe you need it today. You might need it today if your transaction stuck. And then I have Bitcoin Cash hash rate, historical chart 6 months. If you want to compare the two blockchains. So also you can also compare transaction volume, hash rate, block time, all that good stuff. All right. Also in the notes section, partitioned off is, can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview, Crush the Street, published November 9th, interview November 7th. Check it out. I say some interesting things. Also, collecting your free Bitcoin Gold with Coinami. By now, I'm pretty sure you should be able to collect your Bitcoin Gold. If you're still not sure, I made a video, how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01 using your Coinami wallet. And if for any reason you can't use Coinami wallet because you have an iPhone or whatever, use the mnemonic code converter by Coinami, their recovery phrase tool. You can do that and also split your Bitcoin Gold that way. or you can actually generate a new wallet. It's amazing what you can do with that tool. And then I have a link to Bitcoin Gold, but I haven't gone there because I'm afraid that that site might have a virus or some malware that might steal my Bitcoins. And then also in the notes section, partitioned off, if you watch this video or any other cryptocurrency video and you have an ad that shows up trying to convince you to, like, I don't know, do a loan on BitConnect by a person typically Craig Grant or his mistress Juliana, or maybe Crypto Granny, who knows. You might want to check out some of these articles here. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And then finally, if you want to watch a funny video about 3 BitConnect users, I got it here. James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, where they basically tried to describe to you what essentially is a Ponzi without admitting that it's a Ponzi. Kind of amazing. I got 2 of them to rage quit. One of them was stupid enough to stick around to let you know where you could find them. The 4th guest, I had no involvement in BitConnect, and even he can tell it's a Ponzi. And then also, special guest appearance, Ozzy the BS Filter, who to this day still can't figure out that BitConnect is a Ponzi. All right, and finally in the notes section, the last partition, I have the video theme for this video, Family Guy. 3 wise men cutaway gag. Very funny. Also, I have hashtag yes2x. I have the meme. That's a link to the meme of what you're looking at right now. Also, I have a link to Bitcoin Pot of Gold, and I have the donational address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. All right, excellent. Let's all see who's in the live chat. DD8209, you beat me again. I don't know how you're doing it, but he's beating me to the live chat. I feel a little embarrassed. And then dual overhead camness. Welcome back. Jacob TS. Good to see you. Are you in St. Louis? Yeah, it's probably chilly up there. It's chilly out here too, down in where I am in, I think, I still believe I'm in Houston. This morning, I woke up and there was snow outside the house, on the roof, in the backyard, in the front yard. I had a chance for the kids to play around in the snow, so I guess it was fun. I was considering going up to Canada or New York or up in the New England area, Philadelphia maybe, to have a nice winter Christmas. But maybe I don't have to go now. Who knows? I might. We'll see. And then who else is in the live chat here? Oh, famous cryptocurrencies. Welcome. Andre Barnwell. Buy Bitcoin. And also buy Bitcoins in the chat. I'm just telling everyone to buy Bitcoin. And let me see. And then Brian, how you doing? Howdy. And 21 Million Club. Everything's going great. It's cold out. It's cold out here in Texas as well. It snowed. I couldn't believe it. That's like the 3rd time it snowed since I've been here out in Texas. Also, Tomcat, good to see you. And Fud Machine, welcome back. Welcome to the chat. All right. Now we can get on with the show. All right. All right, let's see. Let's talk about this meme. Here you go. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin God. And I did a little bit more research, found an article, and found some tweets. So here you go. What else do you need? From the East, you had, what do they call them, Magi's or 3 kings? Well, there's no real number, right? It just says Magi, assuming that there's 3. But Chandler Gao, Chandler Gao, and Chandler Gao. What can you say? He's going to gift us all. He's going to gift us all a present on December 25th. That's when it's scheduled, but you know the block times. Who knows? Who knows what the block times? Maybe it's sooner, maybe it's later, but its intended target date December 25th. So from the east, my goodness, go figure. This has been prophesized. Go figure. Anyways, let's go on to the article. All right, so here you go. Bitcoin, a pot of gold. There you go, Bitcoin pot of gold. So if you don't know what this is, I guess, a kind of treasure hunt, kind of a lottery, kind of a Ponzi maybe. Who knows? Basically, the QR code on the left with the arrow pointing to the Bitcoin pot of gold, that is the donational address. Go ahead and take your wallet, scan it, send all, high priority, probably super high priority, and then send. And then we'll try to get people to figure out the rest of the mnemonic seed. I think it's definitely over $100 worth. I just need someone to donate so I can give the 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. And then you can probably figure it out from there. The QR code on the right is the encrypted private key. If you know how to decrypt a private key, it'll give you the private key. Now, keep in mind, this is a SegWit wallet, so unless you have a SegWit compatible wallet, or this is a SegWit address, so if you have a SegWit wallet, you should be able to just sweep it. But if you don't, then you probably have to decrypt the private key and then try to use a SegWit sender. The QR code down in the middle, on the bottom, is if you use a regular barcode scanner or QR code scanner, it'll take you to Yellow Fever for Use channel. He's the one that gave me this idea. Thank you, Yellow Fever for you. And then Q Burrow, nice to see you. Chandler Gao from Bytum. Okay. So, anyways, hope I've donated. Other people have donated. A lot of people will probably donate before someone finds out the password to the private key or is able to figure out the different combinations of the mnemonic seed. Anyways, there's only going to be probably one winner to this Bitcoin pot of gold. All right, let's go on. Let's go on. Okay, so here you go. I'll be going over. I'm gonna actually go over all these cryptocurrencies or tokens. All right. So today's Friday night. We got a lot of time. If you don't have like a girlfriend or a wife to have sex with, then you're probably going to be in front of your computer doing something else, or you're going to be trying to trade and make some money on some altcoins. So I'll be showing you how you can make more Bitcoins with your altcoins here. So I'll get into this a little bit later. This is the bond trading view, as you see right here, bond trading view. This view created by James Bond Bitcoin Live, a list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time highs, flagged for shorts. Here are the flagged for shorts, this little box right here. And it's high priority being on top, to low priority being on the bottom. But they move up and down, and you know, they're all potential coins that you should be shorting, dumping, or planning on exiting here in the near future so you can make more Bitcoin. All right, let me go on to the next. All right, let's see what we got here. More Bitcoin fork clones on the way. A Bitcoin God will be born Xmas Day. Wow, that kind of rhymes. Oh goodness. Andre Barnwell, welcome to the chat. How did I know that was your life? Because that's probably like most people's life, you know. Uh, Unfortunately, the sad truth is, unless you have a partner to have sex with, most likely you're going to be in front of a computer, and that's your computer's your girlfriend. That's new internet, age. So on a Friday night, all right. Anyways, let's go on to this here. So if you haven't already heard about Bitcoin God, I know some of you have already talked about it. I think 21 Million Club has done a video on it. But I figure we're so close to, December 25th, you might as well get ready for it, right? Let's get ready for the coming of Bitcoin God, all right? So let's see here. Let's just read the first little paragraph here. It seems forking Bitcoin has become a new cryptocurrency obsession lately, as a myriad of Bitcoin clones are joining the economy. Now, two more Bitcoin fork snapshot seems to be on the horizon, called Bitcoin God, and apparently there's one called Bcash. Now, I thought Bcash was Bitcoin Cash, but apparently there's also going to be a fork called Bcash. Maybe it's a troll. I think Bitcoin God's a troll, but why not? Let's make troll forks or meme forks, and let's have some fun. Well, Chandler Gao, if you don't know who he is, there's a picture of him right here. Wants to give a symbolic gift by launching Bitcoin God on December 25th. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you. I don't know what to say. I have a feeling that most of you don't know what to do anyway, because you'll probably be busy on December 25th. So let's get into it here. Let me just scroll up here. Keep that on that. There we go. So here's the tweet. It looks like it's on December 4th. Tweet from Chandler Gao. Bitcoin God to the moon. And this might be real. Chandler Gao does own, I think, OKCoin, OK Exchange. And, for the longest time, everyone suspected that exchange of basically faking their transactions, faking their trades. Hey, how you doing, Richie Rich? So, a lot of this is I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. How real this is, but apparently it is real. And let's see. Let's just read some of the tweets. Lots of laugh. Looks like some Chinese characters that I can't show on my computer. This person actually said God or gold. Wasn't even sure. A lot of people laughing out loud. They don't even know what to make of it either. But is this real or is this a troll? So 21 million. You're never busy for more Bitcoin. you cleared you cleared your schedule for this one, huh? Okay. Well, let's take a look at it. So here's another tweet. Here's another tweet. It says Bitcoin God, and he put in parentheses here or whatever those are, God, God will be forked off the main Bitcoin chain at the block height of, what is that, 501225, which will happen on December 25th to be symbolic of me giving candy to all Bitcoin holders. The total amount will be 21 million, no pre-mine. So I'm not sure of the details of this. I think if there's no pre-mine, I'm not sure if this is a proof of stake or everything will be given. I'm sure as we get closer to December 25th, I'll make another video more specific about Bitcoin God. But anyways, here's his little thing here. I think it's on Weibo or something, and it's in English as here. And it looks like it says here, Bitcoin God, GOD. That's also going to be the ticker symbol, by the way. Will be forked off the main Bitcoin chain at the block height of 501225, which will happen on December 25th to be symbolic of me giving candy to all Bitcoin holders. The total amount will be 21 million, no pre-mine. Everyone can claim their God, that's the ticker symbol, from major exchanges all over the world. The profit from POS mining, so this is a proof of stake mining, will be distributed to all Bitcoin God users. I don't understand what he means. POS, as far as I'm concerned, is proof of stake. So there he is. He made a tweet about it. And let's go on here and see a little bit more. So proof of stake, I'm not sure what he means, no pre-mine. And he also says the profit from proof of stake mining will be distributed to all Bitcoin God users. So I don't know how he's going to do that or how that's going to be claimed. But as you read down here, it says, Chandler, is this real or a joke? His reply actually was real. He said, this is real. And then, as you can see, more such things coming in here. And it's quite a long discussion here. People don't know what to make of this. But if it's real, all right, well, Merry Christmas to everyone. And to all a good night. Except if you're, of course, if you're celebrating a different holiday, which would be Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or I wonder where's the hard fork for like Bitcoin, for Hanukkah. We could call it Bitcoin, Yamaka. So, and then don't forget Kwanzaa. Don't forget all the people for Kwanzaa. So we need somebody to come up with the hard fork for the Hanukkah, and then the other hard fork for Kwanzaa. We call it Bitcoin Africa, maybe, or something like that. Let me see here. What else can we do? Like, what other holiday? Am I missing another holiday around here? Let me see. No, I think that's pretty much all the major North American holidays that I know of, like Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and then you got your Christmas. I don't think there's anything else. But what about those forks? I mean, let's not neglect other people's beliefs here. No, we shouldn't. Anyways, be prepared for this one. It looks like it may be real. It definitely may be real, but it could be a little bit of a troll because, as far as I know, the Chinese don't believe in God. So, anyways, there you go. From the east, right? From the east comes three wise men. Well, maybe one wise man to bring and shower gift to the King of Kings, which would be Bitcoin, to make a baby Bitcoin. It's going to make a baby. The Bitcoin had a baby. My friend would say. Let me see. How would he say this? One of my friends went to a family reunion, and one of the family members, not very bright, almost retarded, I would have to say, came to him during the family reunion and brought like two rocks. Brought two rocks. One rock was kind of bigger. The other rock was kind of smaller, and he would say, this is what he would say. He said, "The rock had the baby. The rock had the baby." So, and in some ways, I guess Bitcoin had a baby, right? Bitcoin had probably a son, and that would be Bitcoin God. So, anyways, there you go. That's my quick news. Let's go on to this here. Let's go on to this. So I'm going to talk about this, but before I talk about that, let's go talk a little bit about let's go find out what's going on with the rest of the Bitcoin forks. All right, so here you go. I'm a coin market cap. All right, let's see what folks forks are coming up. Well, let's look up Bitcoin Diamond. All right, let's check out the Bitcoin Diamond futures. Ouch. Ouch. That sucks. The last time I checked, I think it was like 80 bucks, then 60 or 80, 60, 70. Now it's 30 bucks, which would be 300 per. You get 10 Bitcoin Diamond. Oh man, this thing's just dying. Dying before anybody can ever get their hands on this. This is like dying of a slow death. So if this is like a trend that we're going to start seeing with these Bitcoin forks, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm reading some of the live chat. I guess you guys are having fun with this one. Q Bro says, "Jesus Christ, I'm getting God." Well, you know what? I wonder if Adam Meister is really interested in Bitcoin God. I wonder if he's going to be trying to split his Bitcoin God. You know, see what he does with that. Oh goodness. Sorry if I offend your religion, but that's all right. That's I am a professional troll here. So I'm looking at Bitcoin Diamond futures, and as far as I know, I don't think they even have a main net, because I don't, they're still considered a future, and you can see that they're slowly but surely dying off here. So it doesn't look good. But let's see what their price in US dollar looks like. Yeah, it looks about the same. It looks about the same. It's not looking good. Wow. Okay. Well, there's your Bitcoin Diamond futures, and I'm assuming even though it's going to be called Bitcoin God, I'm sure Bitcoin God will probably most likely have the same kind of pattern here. Maybe it'll get pumped. Maybe next year it'll get pumped. How about Bitcoin Gold? Let's see how Bitcoin Gold, BTG, Bitcoin Gold. Let's see how Bitcoin Gold does. It's kind of hanging on there, but I'm pretty sure it was a lot more before everyone got hacked using my BTG wallet. Man, yeah, as far as Bitcoin value, it doesn't look good. So if this is an indication of what these hard forks are going to look like, probably when they get split is probably when they're the most valuable. And unfortunately, that would require you to risk your Bitcoins on exchanges and then get locked up for a certain amount of time. So I wouldn't do that. I'd just rather just keep my Bitcoin safe where I can keep them, keep my private key. So I'm looking at this Bitcoin Gold chart, and yeah, it looks like it's hitting bottom here. It's like literally double. You're getting a bottom here. Here is a bottom. Here is a bottom. It's actually hitting below the bottom price of zero point zero 0.02 Bitcoin. It's even below that. So not looking good. Not looking good at all. All right. So let's have a look here. What's another hard fork that I know it's trading? Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash, shall we? Okay, Bitcoin Cash, it's kind of doing okay. It's not, compared to the other coins, it's it's actually trying to keep its value at zero point zero 0.08 line right here. The 0.08, if you see that line that goes through, but it looks like it's not doing any better. So are these hard forks really worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. So anyways, I'm not too sure about these hard forks. It seems like most of them, if not all of them, but most of them, the best time to trade or dump your Bitcoin forks is literally the day that the exchange splits them and the day of the snapshot. That's probably the best because so far it looks like Bitcoin you're getting, or Bitcoin Cash, you're kind of getting what you, well, if right now you're getting less Bitcoin than the day of the split. On the day of the split, you would have gotten more Bitcoin. So for those of you who actually did that, well, congratulations, you made a lot of money on Bitcoin itself. For those of us who waited, we're slowly but surely losing value in Bitcoin. So unless later on this thing gets pumped, which it might, but right now, overall, look at the trend. It's just not going anywhere. All right, so that was a quick look at all the Bitcoin stuff. Let's go over the bond trading view. So the bond trading view I got here is a list of flagged coins, top being priority, the bottom being a lower priority. Let's see what it is in Bitcoin value. I can pick Bitcoin value right here. And it looks like it's a great day. It's a great day. So if you're an altcoin trader today, you just broke even today, maybe slightly broke even. Some coins you might have actually made more money, but for the most part, you pretty much probably are breaking even or even at a total net loss. So let me just change this back to US dollars here. Change it back so I can get just to make the list a little bit shorter. So let's go over to the top coin right now, which is Litecoin. So Litecoin, let's check out Litecoin. LTC, Litecoin. LTC. Bitcoin had a nice pump today. Look at that. $162, a 68% increase. I think that has to do a lot with the fact that the mempool is flooded today. Over 2,000 transactions in the mempool. I had to pay $12 to do a transactions to get into the next block. So, but let's take a look at the overall chart. Not that great. Although as much as people like Litecoin, it really, on the long term, has not made any more Bitcoins for you. If you look here on the left, it's higher. Right here, it's lower. But let's go take a look at the last 3 days. Let's see, today's what, 2017, 17, 12, and today's the 7th. So we'll look at the 4th. Let me see, what is today? I got to check my watch. I can't keep track anymore. The day just keeps flying by. Today's the 9th, actually, 9th. So, well, it's actually the 8th. So 8, 7, 6. So we'll do 06. All right, let's pick that out. So let's take a look at the 3-day. I'm sure the last 3 days it's gone up. Okay, so last 3 days it has gone up, and I guess it could be worth watching. But um, if you had Litecoin, you probably, instead of trying to buy Litecoin with your Bitcoin, you probably want to now consider getting out of your Litecoin and into Bitcoin. So yes, you have made more Bitcoin, but you might, again, you might want to consider looking for an exit. All right, because long-term trend says otherwise, unless there's some kind of flippening happening, which I really doubt, because everyone always says the flippening is going to happen. Well, I think in the coming year, we're going to see improvements to Bitcoin. You're going to probably even have Lightning, and then also you're probably going to have cross-chain atomic swaps with Litecoin. And I think more people who have Litecoin will probably want to get into Bitcoin. Maybe you could try to arbitrage between the two, but I don't know. So far, even though Litecoin is probably older than any other altcoins out there, the track record of Litecoin has just been, you're just going to get less Bitcoin out of it. So, but right now you're hitting, let me see, 0.01 Bitcoin. So just, again, the point of all I'm trying to do is help you get as much Bitcoin as possible from your Litecoin. So if you do have Litecoin, you may want to start looking for an exit, because you're probably going to get the most amount of Bitcoin. You know, unless Litecoin can literally like go up to $1,000 or $2,000. So right now it's at 100. Let me see, what is it? $162. So who knows? But for some reason, my proprietary formula, my webbot trading uh, machine. I don't have a webbot trading machine, but my formula tells me that you probably want to look for an exit on Litecoin. Next coin is XEM, which is NEM. NEM. So let's have a look at NEM. NEM is XEM. I don't know why they just don't name themselves NEM. They're a 3-letter word, unless NEM is already taken. Let me see here. NEM. No, no. This is the dumbest thing that a cryptocurrency can do. The name is NEM, which I think it means New Economy Movement or something like that. Why don't you have a ticker NEM instead of XEM? This is so dumb. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I mean, go figure. What a waste. What a waste of a good marketing gimmick. Oh my goodness. So NEM. NEM. Wow. This almost looks like the Bitcoin chart of 2013. So I guess there's some similarities here. Maybe when Bitcoin goes into a bear market, NEM will go back up, because it seems to be doing the opposite. So while Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs, NEM to Bitcoin value is hitting, looks like to me, all-time lows, although it did spike recently. So is NEM a good buy? I can't really say that it is, but if it does anything like what Bitcoin does, because this looks a lot like Bitcoin back in 2013, or you could say it looks like Bitcoin right now, especially right here at this spike here. Right here it looks like Bitcoin right now, but I don't know, my spider senses, my intuition tells me that no, it's not. But let's take a look at the 3-day, because I'm sure the 3-day is awesome. 3-day is going to look awesome. Okay, so all right, so NEM moved from its low of, I think, on December 8th, a low, which is right here, which, look at the volume. The volume was nothing, and all of a sudden, it just comes out of nowhere. Obviously, this is being pumped. But let's just say somewhere around December 8th, what is its low? 1,327 Satoshis. I have to say Satoshis because it's really that worthless. And then it's peaked out. Let me see, where has it peaked out? It's peaked out up here. Peaked out at 4207, so 4,207 Satoshis. And I think NEM was on my list. I probably didn't go over it, but looks like it's recently on my list. So again, this is probably a coin you want to exit out of, because I really don't think this coin is going anywhere. All right. All right, let's take a look at the next coin. Every time I look at these coins, and even though today, like if you look at today, right here, the 24-hour change in Bitcoin percentage, it looks like all these altcoins are just doing awesome. They're just kicking butt. But I bet you if I could pick any one of these, they all, on a long-term trend, on a long-term analysis, they've all lost Bitcoin, like literally. Although they've all gained a percentage today, but when you really look at them, they're probably not that great. So Populous has always been on top. They're pumping really hard. Something must be going on with Populous. But let's take a look. PPT. Populous. I've looked at this before. Let's have a look at this long-term chart. Although it's gone up 42%, 53% in Bitcoin today, let's see how it looks on this long-term chart. Well, it's kind of moving up. It's kind of moving up. You actually might end up with a lot more Bitcoins now. It's being pumped pretty hard. Let's take a look at the 3-day. This is in Bitcoin value, by the way. Everything I look at is in Bitcoin value, because this is what I hear. Altcoiners always say the reason why they trade altcoins is to make more Bitcoin. So is NEM, or not NEM, is Populous a Bitcoin maker? Well, the last 3 days, yes. But would you want to really take that risk, considering Bitcoin's already hit its all-time high of almost 16,000, a little bit over 16,000, and now we're about at maybe 15,000? Well, very close to 16, somewhere ranging between 15 to 16,000, with expectations of what, at least my expectations of $21,000. So could Populous be a good trade? I'm probably not going to say yes. I'm probably not going to say. I'm probably going to say no. But if you do have it and you've had it for the last 3 days, you probably want to look for an exit, or you probably want to look to short this, because it just never ends well. So there you go. But it looks like it is trending up. So if you did buy it and you do have it, look for an exit to get the most amount of Bitcoins that you can. So there you go. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. Waves, another platform for making tokens. Waves. They got Waves, and they got Waves Community Token and Waves Go. Those are probably just tokens on the Waves network. All right, let's just take a look at Waves real quick. Wow. Okay, Waves. Well, I don't know what to say other than it's recently, since July in the summer, since the summer of this year, it's been trending downwards. So if you didn't get in before the summer, like beginning of this year, you pretty much missed the boat. And it looks like it's returning back to its probably its original price. So, anyways, let's have a look at the last 3 days. I think last 3 days you did make a lot of money, or you made a lot of Bitcoin. Question is, uh, are you going to get out? Well, no, you didn't really make a lot of money. I think it dipped down. So look at this right here, where it begins, and then where it ends. It's actually the same place. So you didn't make any more Bitcoins um, than you would have just normally had if you just kept down to if you just held your Bitcoin 3 days ago. Matter of fact, you probably lost some Bitcoin if you probably most likely panic sold right around here, unfortunately. So okay, you want FUD machine? You want me to look at Dogecoin? I think I looked at Dogecoin. Are you telling me you don't lose with Dogecoin? Dogecoin. Okay, well, we'll take a look at Dogecoin. Why not? Yeah, Richie Rich, I agree with you. Richie Rich says Waves is another Ponzi pump factory. It's yeah, it's similar to Ethereum. The only problem is they can't get anybody to really, buy into their platform. So Dogecoin. Look at Dogecoin on request of FUD machine here. It's gone up. I know it's kind of recently had a pump, so we could definitely check that out. Well, yeah, yeah. When I look at the long term of Dogecoin, this is all Bitcoin value, um, because the whole point of trading alts is to make more Bitcoin. So has anyone really made overall on Dogecoin? Have you made more Bitcoin? The answer is no, no. You're going to have to be a bag holder on this because you're hitting bottom. Um, would you want to take a chance and risk in buying Dogecoin and wait for a pump? It's hard to say. I wouldn't want to, because why would you, if you're going to sell your Bitcoin, just sell your Bitcoin, right? Just sell it for cash. And then if you think Bitcoin's going to go down and, in value, where you could buy back in and get more Bitcoin, just trade Bitcoin pair, Bitcoin to US dollar. You'll make more Bitcoin faster that way than to go to US dollar Bitcoin, then Dogecoin, and then back into Bitcoin, right? And then probably back into US dollar, then back into Bitcoin. I think there's these altcoins add another step to the process. So you're wasting time and energy trying to make more Bitcoin when the pair is right now US dollar to Bitcoin. I mean, you get into Bitcoin using your cash, and you get out of Bitcoin. That's basically a short. So why would you want to short into another volatile? And I would say Dogecoin is volatile. And on top of that, it's just trending downwards. So I don't know about Dogecoin. If you like using Dogecoin and you believe in it, I have Dogecoin, and I just, again, I have them because they're donated, or for watching other people's videos, they give me some Doge. I have no problem with Doge, but overall, as a value, as an investment, to make more Bitcoin, it's not working. So next under that, Salt. Salt is on my list again. Let's go see what Salt has to offer. SALT, Salt. Okay. Well, there's your overall look for Salt. I think I've done this before. And I don't mind keep looking at it because it's, as long as it shows up on my list, right, on my secret proprietary uh, web trading bot machine. I don't have a web trading bot machine, but as long as it, shows up there on my list of flagged for shorts, um, yeah, we'll keep looking at it. Yeah, Salt is a Bitcoin loser. If you think you're going to make more Bitcoins on this platform, probably not. I think it is a platform where you're anticipated to make a return on the lending that this platform does, from, if I'm correct. Let's have a look at the social here real quick. Okay, looks like they only have tweets. There's no Reddit feed here. Proof of Salt. We are all an unofficial fan club of Salt lending. On this page, as we as token holders will share with the world our love for Salt and prove it through a newly invented consensus algorithm by Saltoshi. Oh my gosh, are you real? Are you kidding me? Did you see this? Saltoshi Nakamoto. Oh god, now I know this thing is absolutely worthless. This thing is absolutely worthless now. Called Proof of Salt. Show the love by tagging hashtag Proof of Salt on your photos. So this is, again, social engineering. So good luck to all you salty people. I think I'll call these people who are into salt salty, and you're probably gonna be salty when you go and lose money on this thing. Or maybe you won't lose money. Maybe you'll make money, but you'll lose Bitcoin. Like here, like this, you're gonna lose Bitcoin, and you would have made more money if you just held onto your Bitcoin than holding on to some salt. Like if I want some salt, well, I'll just go in the kitchen and go get me some salt. So I don't have I can get salt right now, and I don't have to give up my Bitcoin. I can buy it with cash. Go to the grocery store. So there's that. Tron is back here. This obscure, very obscure, like token that just is getting pumped right now. I think we talked about it, but there it is. So if you didn't sell yet, you may want to sell Tron. All right, look at Salt. Oh, not Salt, Tron. I like the movie. Oh my goodness. Uh, gosh. Why do I have to keep looking at these charts? If anything, this just goes to show that it just goes to show, like, are these altcoins worth trading your Bitcoin? My answer is no. I mean, just look at this. All right, now this is just since September. If I look at the 3-day, of course, it's going to show like an uptrend because it's being pumped for the last 3 days. But when you really pull back and take a look at all this, this thing does not look attractive at all. So now, Jacob TS, is there such a coin as pun coins? Is there such a coin as that? Or are you talking about salt? Salt is the pun coin. I don't know. Is there a pun coin? Is there a pun coin? Oh man, there's no pun coin. I was about to say there should be a coin for puns. All right. Let's take a look at KMD Komodo KMD KMD. Oh, sorry, the Komodo. Why is it called Komodo? I have no idea. The only thing I know about Komodo is that it's a lizard. All right, let's take a look at here. Komodo, the Komodo dragon. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like it had potential. It really did. If you look at this, and let's see how far this goes back. This only goes back to February. Okay, again, if you bought any altcoin or any coin, all right, just if you just bought any coin at the beginning of the year, you would have made money. All right, it wasn't really that hard. I mean, and here's the sad part is people who thought they were geniuses because they had altcoins at the beginning of the year, they actually didn't even make that much money because they started trading their altcoins, through this period. And then during the summers when they peaked out on making all this gains, and I bet you if they continue trading, they probably lost some money, so their total net gain got reduced. And then with Bitcoin going up, they had an opportunity cost that was lost. In other words, they could have made way more money on Bitcoin versus these altcoins. But if you haven't noticed lately, a lot of these altcoin traders aren't really making videos about altcoin trading lately, or if they are making, I wonder if they can really show us like they really made money by like keeping track of this. I know there are some people who are keeping track of it, like they wanted to actually prove to you can make money trading altcoins. And one of them, I think, had some kind of spreadsheet that he would display and show to everybody, like, yeah, you can make money. Look how much money you made. I made $2,000 today. Well, I've noticed that that person is not showing the spreadsheet anymore, right? I wonder what happened. And I bet you if you compared their altcoin trading versus if they just bought Bitcoin at the beginning of the year and just held on to it, that Bitcoin would have way outperformed any altcoin trading. Even the most professional altcoin traders, just holding on to Bitcoin would have outperformed the professional, quote unquote, professional altcoin trader. So this chart, I guess you could say you made Bitcoin because on the left side, it's lower, and then on the right side, it's higher. But considering all this other stuff that you're looking at, it's trending down, and as a matter of fact, it's gone below 25,000 satoshis. So this looks like it's trending downwards. Did you all make money on this? I hope you did. Or I'm sure you made money, but did you all make more Bitcoin? Probably not. XML, stellar XML. How's that thing doing? Everyone's all hyped up about it. XLM, sorry. XLM, which is stellar lumens. So stellar lumens. This is always showing up on my list here. So what is going on with it? Why does it just keep popping up? Probably because it just wants some attention. Well, let's have a look at it overall. Yeah, I think you made a gain. Technically, you have made a gain. You had to go through some serious losses before you made a gain, and I doubt anybody would have held on that long. But you made a slight gain. So on the left side of this chart is lower. On the right side is higher. So yeah, you made a gain. If you have some stellar lumens, again, you might want to start looking for an exit on this. Let's take a look at the last 3 days here. Okay, so the last 3 days, well, 3 days ago was probably the best time to dump stellar lumens. Right now, I don't think it's going to go back up. It's had its mini pump, and it looks like it's dying of a slow death here. But if you do have it, you should probably consider exiting out of this trade. Exit out of stellar lumens. It doesn't look good. As far as, compared to Bitcoin value, of course. IoT, IOTA, IOTA, it should be, right? IOTA. I don't know about this one. I told you a little story behind this one that I think IOTA was created by Bitfinex, or Bitfinex had a hand in creating it. That's why they've listed it on their exchange. And what surprised me that Tether is being used to pump this thing up. I think a lot of people are using IOTA to transfer money anyway. So, but it looks like you made Bitcoins. So in this scenario, you have made Bitcoins. The price of Bitcoin on the left is lower, and the price of Bitcoin on the right is higher. So I guess you can say IOTA did make you more Bitcoins, but you had to go through a long downturn trend before it popped. I mean, it made an extreme pop. So I guess you can make more Bitcoins with IOTA, and I would say that you should probably look for an exit on IOTA on this one to make as much Bitcoin as you can. All right, so let's go over the next one here. IOTA EOS, Ethereum on steroids. Let's check out EOS. EOS. Some people say EOS. I think Ethereum on steroids is easy to remember for me anyway. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember why I don't like this. Now I remember why I don't like this token. It is part of the Ethereum ERC20. Matter of fact, it says here, right here, it's token Eldo wallet, or Edo wallet. I'm assuming this is an Ethereum ERC20 token. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. This is all I have to really look at just to know right away this is a bad token to be trading. People who hype this up are probably either ignorant, very gullible, or just straight out stupid. If not that, then they're willfully ignorant and willfully gullible and willfully straight out stupid. And they're looking for other people to join in this insanity. So that's what I have to say about EOS. I mean, I can't really say anything nice about it because there's really nothing to say anything nice about it. I'm just looking at this chart, and yeah, it just it's not a, you know, it's not a trade that I would want to partake in. And here's the scary part. The scary part is we are in a bull market, and this is what EOS looks like compared to Bitcoin. Could you imagine what this thing would look like in a bear market? I don't think I don't think it'll look this good, actually. I think it'll look even worse. All right, let's have another look. XMR. I talk about XMR. Let's have a look at XMR. XMR is probably one of the few coins that you probably could trade to make more Bitcoin. Let me see if I can show you that in the chart, because it has a certain ranging property about it. It almost seems predictable, a predictable range. Yeah, see right here. So Monero is probably one of the few coins that has been trending up. So the price of Bitcoin on the left is lower, and the price of Bitcoin on the right is higher. And on top of that, you know, it's 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 been doing this range. It started from, let's see, let's just say July 2016. So in the summer, last summer, summer of 2016. Since the summer of 2016, you can see that it's had its peaks and valleys, but overall it's been trending upwards. And I think Monero is one of those coins where you do have people who have Bitcoin that actively participate in Monero, that are actively a part of Monero and actively trade Monero. I think a lot of Bitcoin users get into Monero for privacy reasons, and then once they are, once they get into Monero, it's really hard to trace that, and then they get out of Monero and back into Bitcoin, and you can see that by the charts, and it's also been trending, which tells me it's a growing use of Monero and Bitcoin users. So there's probably a good chance Monero users are also Bitcoin users, but not exclusive. It doesn't mean every Bitcoin user is a Monero user, because I don't use Monero. I have Monero, but I can't even figure out how to use it. I haven't even downloaded their wallets or anything. I just use a paper wallet for my Monero. So this is a rare coin that if you know how to trade it, I do believe you can make more Bitcoins. And even if you're a horrible trader and you just trade at the wrong time, the fact that it's been trending upwards, you could still come out with more Bitcoin, ironically. So even if you do screw up at every stage of this trade on Monero, you can come out with more Bitcoin. The Mona coin's next. Mona, gosh, Mona. It's not the Mona Lisa. It's the cat meme Mona coin. Mona. So let's just take a look at Mona. Mona. To load up. Mona is an interesting coin now. It is trending up higher, it looks like, recently. If you had this coin, it's been a long time. You've probably been waiting for a pump for a long, long time. And unfortunately, you'll see like 3 pumps. You've seen one here, 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 and here, and it looks like it is a growing pump. So if you know anything about Mona, it is a popular. It is the equivalent of Dogecoin in Japan. I don't know its issuance. I don't know its mining algorithm or nothing. All I know is that in Japan, this is the equivalent of Doge. Now, Japan has, you know, adopted Bitcoin as a whole, as a country. So it's not surprising to have like this Japanese cryptocurrency that is very popular in Japan getting a lot of value. So in this case, Mona is a rare coin that actually may do well in Japan. Now, other people have jumped on it because of that, um, but I think it does have a community. It may even have some developers, and it's unique to a country, which is Japan. And so it looks like it has some grassroots movements to it, and I think that's what's giving it its value. That's just my opinion from looking at the chart and what I understand. Let's take a look at the social, see if what comes out on the social. Okay, a lot of it's Reddit. Let's see, Mona price discussion. Please post price discussion here. Okay. Um, want to discuss about Mona? Join the Slack. All right. So there's not too much I could tell. Not too much I could tell. So don't know much about it. It's probably because a lot of a lot of the community members are probably Japanese. So this is probably why you're seeing the coin pump. Let's take a look at the markets. So it's traded on Bittrex, Bitbank. This is Zaif. Obviously, these are exchanges that I don't even know anything about, but you can see a lot of it's paired to Mona, to the Japanese yen, Mona to Bitcoin, Mona to Japanese yen. See right here. This is Mona to Japanese yen, Mona to Bitcoin, Mona Japanese yen, Mona to Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. So you see, it is a Japanese traded cryptocurrency, and looks like it's Mona to the yen. It represents about 45%. The other half of it is Bitcoin. So it's a very niche. It's a niche coin, and apparently you can make Bitcoin out of this. So, but if you do have it, I'd recommend you dump it, or you exit. You find an exit for it, because it seems like it not only does it pump, it also dumps, and we may be in the process of a dump here. Because let's take a look at the last 3 days. Yeah. Well, that it had its pump, and now you're seeing the dump. Will it pump again? Now this is compared to Bitcoin. All right. Now I know if I put U.S. dollars in there, it looked like it's hitting all-time highs. But if you price it in Bitcoin, this is what you're getting. Yeah, you probably want to look for an exit. Sorry. All right. What's that? EMC2, Einsteinium or Einsteinium, EMC2. Okay, let's take a look at EMC2. This is something I've never looked at. EMC2. All right, Einsteinium. All right, let's just take a look at it. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at it. Okay, obviously this is a pump. There's nothing here. The history tells me that this is just a pump. I don't know what's going on with it, but we could take a look at the social on it, and see if there's any social engineering going on. There is a tweet, looks like. Manual. Downloading and installing the Einsteinium wallet on Windows. Okay. So they have their own wallet. Let's see what else it says. It says new pool for EMC2. Okay, they got a pool now. You need to calm down a lot. And also maybe maybe consider what you're doing with your money and your life. But that's not for me to determine. All right. All right, let me see. Sync wallet with a snapshot. So it looks like they just got some wallets. Um, they're on Bittrex. I'm sorry, not on Bittrex. They're on Poloniex. Looks, I don't know. It looks like a pump to me. It looks like a pump. We'll take a look at the last 3 days. Well, the last day and a half, I would say day and a half was your opportunity to exit out of your trade on this one. Otherwise, it looks like it's starting to dump. It looks like it's starting to dump. That's what it looks like to me. So, anyways, let's go back here. BAT. Oh my God, basic attention tokens. I know they had a news about integrating with YouTube, so YouTubers can now get paid with BAT. But if you ask me if I wanted to get paid with any cryptocurrency, just pay me in Bitcoin. That's what I would say. So we'll take a look at it. T. BAT. So now keep in mind, oh my gosh. All right. I've probably seen this before. I've probably already talked about it. But you know what? After the last time I talked about it, if I did see it, it's not looking any better. It really isn't. It's not looking any better. And why is this thing pumping? It's pumping in US dollar, but if you look at Bitcoin value, it's a loser. It's not going to make you any Bitcoin. Since the day it came out, well, probably the only time it's ever made anybody any money or any Bitcoin. What is it? It's an ERC20 token. Okay, that explains everything. It's an ERC20 token, and the most you could have made was literally when the coin actually came out. It was probably the first day, the second day, or third day, whatever. That's probably the most Bitcoin you ever could have gotten. I think anytime after this point, you're not going to get any more Bitcoin out of this. GNO, Genosis. Well, check out Genosis. GNO. I honestly don't know how altcoin traders are making money. Wow, Genosis. Okay, so I definitely don't know how altcoin traders are making any money. You know, either they're lying about their trades, or they're not willing to admit that, you know, trading altcoin doesn't make them money, or they won't admit that trading altcoin is not worth it because their whole channel is surrounded on trading altcoins. And I also think a lot of altcoin traders, people who trade altcoins, won't admit that it would have been much better if they bought Bitcoin and just held on to it, because it would have. But everyone's made money. But again, there's an opportunity cost that was lost because they would have made even more money. So, you know, other than looking at these charts and showing to everybody the facts, the fact is trading altcoin doesn't make you more Bitcoin. and so therefore it also doesn't make you any more money. Let's have a look at this. This is another ERC20 token. All right, this is on the Ethereum network. So if you look at this ICO token, it didn't make you any money. It did not make you any money. It made the people who sold you the token a lot of money, but you as an investor, it didn't make you any money whatsoever. It's a loser. Vertcoin, VTC, I'm looking over here. VTC, Vertcoin. All right, VTC. And remember, we're in a bull market, and these coins are losing Bitcoin too. All right, let's have a look here. Oh my goodness. All right, I've seen this chart before. It doesn't look that great, and I don't think it will ever look that great as far as Bitcoin value. Okay, so maybe I know that it's their whole proposition is that they're GPU mining and it's ASIC resistant, so it's decentralized mining. If people cared about it, then this would be the coin to go to. But I don't think. I think they're missing something. They're missing something. You know, if you look at the coins that are making more Bitcoin or trending up in Bitcoin value, what do they all have in common? They have a strong, really strong community base that actually uses their token or uses their cryptocurrency. And I think that's the key. And they found a niche. They found a niche to it. The niche is, um, you know, for example, for Monero, it's privacy or obscuring their transactions. All right, typically used for dark markets. Mona coin, that is a meme coin that's very, very unique to Japan. Now, if you think about Japan, Japan's pretty isolated. So, you know, people who's not really Japanese or don't know anything about the Mona coin, why are they even trading Mona coin? They don't even know anything about it. They're just trading for the probably for the price. But if you look at Mona coin in more detail, it's really because there is a community support who really care about that coin. So, you know, if you look at these coins, you know, you really got to examine why is it gaining in value. At least look at it and why is it gaining Bitcoin value, because that's the metric in which really counts. That's the metric in which how successful a coin is it gaining in Bitcoin value? Because all these coins have hit all-time highs, but if you measure them in Bitcoin value, they're not doing so well. So let's take a look at 3-day on the Vertcoin. Okay, well, 3 days ago would have been the best time to exit out of this coin, and I would, well, look for an exit on this one. This one's going back down, looks like. All right, let me see here. Syscoin. Syscoin's next. Let's have a look at Syscoin real quick. All right, Syscoin. I'm looking at Syscoin. I'm looking at overall. This might be a coin that you could make. Well, you did make more Bitcoin. Of course, you would have had to bought it for a long time. You would have had to been a very, very, very long time bag holder. And it looks like a coin that was pumped during the summer. And since the summer, if you haven't cashed out, you've essentially lost some value there. But can I say overall, Syscoin made Bitcoin or made you more Bitcoin? Yes. I'm looking at this chart, and it looks like Syscoin, whatever it is, I don't even know what it is, but just looking at the chart, at the Bitcoin value, it seems to have gained in Bitcoin value. So there's something going on with this coin that's helping it slowly gain more value in compared to Bitcoin. So maybe they did, SegWit adoption. Maybe they can do atomic swaps. There's something unique about this coin that's helping it. But overall, it is right now trending down. In the last 3 days, I think it is slowly but surely trending down. After hitting all-time highs against in US dollar, it's slowly trending down. Yeah, so there you go, slowly trending down in Bitcoin value. And I think this is gonna, it'll probably continue to do something like this. And here's the scary part with these altcoins or with Syscoin. We're in a bull market, and it's trending down in Bitcoin value. So that's usually not a very good sign. All right, last but not least, library credits. Okay, LBC, library credits. LBC, library credits. You know, I'm pretty brutal with my analysis. I know I am. But, you know, sometimes to, like, you know, help people understand the situation of the altcoin market, you kind of have to just tell it how it is. And if people want to accept the process or accept the review, maybe they can make the coins that they're invested in much better, whatever they're doing. If you're just in it for the trade, just in it for the money, all you're essentially doing is taking money from somebody else. And that's what this has become, or that's how the trading works, is you're basically taking from the greater full, right? That's essentially what you're doing at this point. But unless you actually have something to offer to this project, you know, we're just, it's a zero-sum game. All right, so let's take a look at this here. Wow, this is a coin that is not doing good at all. I don't think anybody should ever get involved in this unless something happens. Let's have a look here. Again, we're in a bull market, and this is what the chart looks like compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, so last 3 days ago is when you should have exited and gotten as much Bitcoin as you can. It looks like it is having a dead cat bounce here. I wouldn't hold my breath for it to return back up. It's wow, yeah. Yeah, I'm not very optimistic on library credits, and I think it really even, I think it just has no use case whatsoever. So people are, this is just pure speculation. All right. All right, that is it for my that is it for my flagged for shorts. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Um, if if you have any suggestions or a coin that you want me to look at, I'll give you the honest truth. And just, I mean, I'm just looking at the chart versus Bitcoin. That's all I'm doing. And based on that, I could probably tell you more about the coin than probably, you know, people like who are obviously bag holders of the coin would want to tell you. So unless the coin has something unique, which I see the uniqueness of a coin. Like let's even look at Dash. I think Dash is a unique coin that actually could do well. It actually makes more Bitcoin, and I've mentioned this before. And I've only started noticing this since I've been doing these chart analysis with these videos. You know, Richie Rich, you say you think LBC will have a big pump eventually. Yes, I agree. All coins will have a big pump eventually. Every dog has, you know, their day. Every dog has their day. That is true. And you know, um, it just depends how long do you want to put your money into a coin waiting for a pump to make you know, 10x or 1000x, when you could have been holding Bitcoin and you could have definitely made 10x. And on top of that, uh, you can definitely scale profits on Bitcoin or on a large market cap coin, especially with very high trading volumes. Matter of fact, let's go back here. So if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin, what is it? That's $18 billion. $18 billion in 24-hour trading volume. Let's see, Ethereum is like two billion. Bitcoin Cash is 2 billion. Ripple is 300 million, almost 400 million. So the problem is, if you're looking for profits, if you're trying to make money doing this, it's hard to scale your profits with these altcoins. You know, you could turn $1 into $100, okay, but you can't turn $1 million into $10 million. You just can't do that with these altcoins. All right, but you can do it with larger cap market coins, larger volume trading coins. But even then, that's just the total on how many exchanges. You know, Bitcoin has a lot of exchanges. That's the total amount. So if you really think about it, it's even more harder on just one exchange trying to scale your profits. All right. So that's all I'm saying. Take it for what it's worth. If you want to prove me wrong, go ahead. Go out and buy all these altcoins and, you know, make a video of how you became a million. You know, you made $1 million with your $100. You know, teach us all how you did it. So Dash, even if I look at Dash, like here, Bitcoin is here. It's on the lower side. On the right side of this chart, Bitcoin's on it's higher, and then plus you have prices that range up and down, up and down. And so although it's not like a sloping, you know, it's not trending on a slope, it's just moving up and then it's just ranging and then moving up and then ranging. So but the fact that it's ranging and then kind of has a pump and then eventually has a dump, that movement in price is what's going to help you make more Bitcoin. You know, versus if you look at other altcoins where they just don't move at all, and then one day they have a huge pump, and then after that they dump, and then they don't move at all again, unless you need some marketing or social engineering, and then you could pump again. So there's just some coins that I think you can make Bitcoin on trading, and then there's other coins that are just, you know, it's a loser. You're never going to make more Bitcoin. It just seems, from looking at the chart, that's what it seems like. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Chase that coin? All right, so let's go into let's take a look at the mempool. All right, finally the mempool's going down. So finally the mempool. It is like literally pretty much midnight out here in let's see. It is now 1 o'clock New York Eastern Standard Time, and the mempool is finally coming down. Not by a lot either. I had to do some transactions today. I think I did anywhere from 300 to 350 Satoshis per byte. It did get into the next block with 10 minutes. The highest time was, let's see here, 300. See, right about here, 300 satoshis, 300 to 500 satoshis per byte would have gotten you in. And so it is full for a Friday. I could tell you that there's a lot of things going on now. People talk about Bitcoin and they say, well, it's just speculation now. Some people even say that there's no users. People aren't using it. It's just speculating. I disagree. I have made some tremendous transactions today. And it seems like people are, there's a lot, the transactions in the mempool heavily coincides with, I think, Bitcoin being used, because I am being hit up. Multiple sources are hitting me up trying to get Bitcoin. And here's the thing, the volumes have increased, but the Bitcoin that I'm sending them are fractional. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, and giving them, I'm paying a $12 transaction fee. Is it worth it? Well, if I recently bought those Bitcoins, it sucks, but you still can make money. Since I've had them since the beginning of the year, yeah, it's a no-brainer. And you know, when people come to you on a trade, if they tell you it's time sensitive, then pay the high fee. All right, because that's why they're paying the premium. That's why they're coming to you. And if you want them to continue to come to you, then you get the transactions onto the next block. All right. So let's have a look here at the transactions. Right now, it is 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time right now. 1 a.m. 1:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see, the blue here, the dark blue, 70 to 100 satoshis per byte is finally getting into the block. All right, it's finally getting into the block. The last 1.5 hours. So if you want your, I think it's safe to have 70 to 100 satoshi per byte fee if you want it into the block. Before early today, it was up to 300 to 500 satoshis. So that's not too bad, but you can see the layers here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 layers. So it looks like the mempool is still full. There's still looks like according to Joho's mempool statistics, 172,000 transactions still in the mempool. So it's not by mistake. I don't think this is spam, because I've been getting hit up a lot. All right, and I'm not even on local Bitcoins anymore. I don't even give out my name. I don't give out my number. I don't do any of that anymore. I don't even put myself out there like I used to. As a matter of fact, I try to actually, you know, I'm actually backing away a little bit and just working with people who I know. And so I'm, you know, and I'm seeing a huge increase. Like I'm trying to almost work exclusively with certain people. And so I'm trying to do less transactions, right? And I'm getting a lot of inquiries, a lot. So Bitcoins are being used, and they are being, you know, people are using them. All right, I know that for a fact. So I think the run up in the price recently has drawn, the run up in the price is because of demand. I can actually say that because I actually see it. All right, I actually see that demand before it hits the market. So I'm not surprised that if the price dips, I'm pretty sure that the price will also go up again. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at Bitcoin fees. Let's see what Bitcoin fee says. I think if you're 70 to 100 Satoshis per byte right now, you'll get your transactions in the next block. So 70 to 100 Satoshis per byte is right around here in this range, right here. And of course, you'll see all these. That's where all the smaller transactions are, but looks like the bulk of it is right around here, 70 to 100. Let me see. What does average say? Average says 400, which is kind of high. Kind of high. So it's saying 440 Satoshis per byte. Right now, that is high. The problem with bitcoinfees.earn.com is that it's a lagging indicator. And so I wouldn't go by this, but it's kind of good to look at. It's good to look at. So, all right. So that's that. So let's see if trade block shows up. It's kind of been slow. Okay, so you got 130 transactions in the mempool. It is starting to really peter off and come down. I believe that there was a reason for this spike in demand. It's not spam. I don't think it's spam because there were a lot. Let's put it this way: I'm doing some trades, and I pay that fee. You know why I pay that fee? Because there was a premium added to it on the trade, which, you know, the buyers demanded to get these Bitcoins at a certain time to this address. And that was critical. So whatever's going on, now is the time that people are starting to use Bitcoin. For what reason, I don't know. But I see the demand firsthand. And so I'm trying to pass that knowledge on to you to let you know that there is demand. And I don't think there's enough supply. Okay, so the demand is increasing now and the supply is shrinking. So what does that mean? That only means one thing. The price is probably going to go up. All right, price is probably going to go up. All right, so you get this influx where demand and supply, demand, supply, demand, supply. And so if you know the timing right, if you're in the peer-to-peer market, you know when that demand supply is, and you have that buffer of time. Because the way, you know, peer-to-peer systems work, you know, it eventually it hits the speculation market. It hits the exchanges at some point in time. It does, because when the miners cannot supply the market, right, then it goes to the exchanges. And the exchanges only have so many, you know, coins, or it only has so many coins, and it only has so many people who are willing to provide liquidity to those exchanges. On top of that, what's going to happen is the price has to go up to meet, you know, that demand, that supplying, that pressure for demand. So what it means is, instead of me giving one Bitcoin for $16,000, now I have one Bitcoin for $20,000, or I have one Bitcoin for 40,000, which means I can do more fractional trades off of my one Bitcoin. All right, to meet the demand of the market. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, okay, so let's finally go into a chart analysis here. All right, so let me start off with the weekly. Wow. You know, this thing is not letting up. I don't see this thing letting up, but some people are going to probably short it. You know what? Before I go to this, let's take a look at local Bitcoins. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is one of the other things that I look at as well. Look at local Bitcoins because I want to see what the peer-to-peer market, the street value of your Bitcoins are worth. If you ever wonder why, if you ever wondered how much your Bitcoins are worth out in the street versus on the exchange, this is I look at this price as well every day. And I want to know how much of a premium is it for Bitcoin. And based on the premium, I have a good indication of where the price might be going. Okay, Rich, you're saying that I did see that Saxo Bank predicted that Bitcoin would go to 60,000 in 2018 and then crash to the value of a production at 1,000. Well, I guess. I mean, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. And I'm assuming they're taking data from previous market crashes and market pump and crash, bubbles and crashes and everything. And yeah, I could probably see that, but I don't think it'll go. I don't think it'll go down to 1,000. Um, you know, I personally don't think. I think maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000. You know, I think that's possible, or that's more of a likely scenario. And I'll try to do a chart analysis on why I think that. But you know, 60,000. Yeah, I could probably, you know, it's as more and more as I continue to analyze and be a part of the market. Like I don't try to fight the market. I don't try to like beat the market. I simply just participate in the market, and that's all I do. When people come to me, I sell. When I'm getting low on my Bitcoins, I go and buy. I mean, those are my market signals. Those are my market indicators. You know, I do look at charts for analysis. I no longer trade on exchanges. I've just learned that you open yourself up to a lot of risk if you get a third party involved. And an exchange, a regulated exchange, is a third party. And if you have to trust your Bitcoin to a regulated exchange, then you've completely lost its usefulness, Bitcoin's, you know, usefulness. Um, so what's the point of having it, you know, or what's the point of doing something like that? It's actually, you might as well just go back to stocks. You might as well go back to a regular regulated exchange, you know, whatever, forex, stocks, bonds, futures. You know, you might as well just trade futures. There's no point in you actually having any Bitcoin. So so I look at local Bitcoins, and I want to see where the price is. Now, if you look at here, this is the first one. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 6 people, and this is the price that they have. I usually on this short list here. These are mostly cash deposits. A serve to serve doesn't really count, so I'm gonna ignore the serve to serve, but basically ignore the first 3. So I would actually ignore this one as well, the serve to serve. And then here, that is actually the market price. That's the market price of the street value of Bitcoin right now. Now I know it's late at night, and these people are just putting their ads up for just for show. But I do look at them. So if I took my Bitcoin out into the peer-to-peer market, out in street value, I call it street value because, you know, uh, other than the purpose of you have to put your foot out in the street and to get that money. All right, it's not hook up your computer, which you still use your computer and smartphone, but you have to actually put your feet out on hard pavement and go out and make that trade. So the street value of your Bitcoin is $17,196 $17,196.71. All right, so this person has a limit of 1,600 to almost 2,000. So that's what I mean. When there's not enough supply, all right, there's not enough of Bitcoin out there to meet the market demand, the price has to go up so you can actually essentially pay Satoshis in Satoshi amounts to meet that market demand, right? So if there are a lot of people who are hoarding and they're not selling, and you got the people who are traders like me, peer-to-peer traders, and we peer-to-peer traders facilitate something really important. They actually bring value to Bitcoin. All right, the hodlers are driving up the price. So there is a unique relationship there, but I think the price can easily just keep going up. All right, easily keep going up. I would have never fathomed a $17,000 Bitcoin price, but here it is. You're looking at it, $17,000. So, all right, let me look at let me look at let me just Google what is Saxo Bank, Saxo Bank Bitcoin. I'll take a look at that. Okay, you're talking about this one right here, CryptoCoin news here. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so buy Bitcoins. You say, I'm not sure anyone has predicted this correctly, but just because you're technically right in these markets doesn't mean you won't get wrecked. That's true. That's true. That's true if you are trading on the exchanges. And it also depends on if you own your private keys. If you own your private keys, you will never get wrecked in Bitcoin anyway. But you may get stuck holding a bag. That may be true. But here's the thing is I'm okay with the amount of Bitcoins that I have for bag holding. So if the price went down to 100, I'm okay because I've already been trading all this time. I have already gotten my principal back for the most part, and I still have Bitcoin left over at current value. So if I can continue on to just keep trading, I here's the weird thing. When you participate in the market instead of trading the market, instead of like trying to beat the market, my signals don't come from a chart or candlesticks. My signals come from the market participants, the actual participants in the market who are trading and buying and using these Bitcoins. They tell me what the market wants. And then I just kind of just more or less just go with the flow. And so far it's worked out. Participating in the market is way easier than trying to beat the market. Because if you try to beat the market, which that's a problem with people who trade on exchanges, they're trying to beat the market. You're all playing a zero-sum game against each other. I'm playing with the market. And if the market tells me to sell, in other words, if someone comes to me and says, I need Bitcoin, I sell. That's my market signal. And then when I get low on Bitcoin, because if I stop trading, I can't make any more money or Bitcoin. So when I run out of Bitcoin, that's game over for me. So in order for me to keep participating, I have to get Bitcoin. I have to have Bitcoin. That means I have to go out and pay whatever. Sometimes people, sometimes there's a premium, right, on top of the premium. Okay, I mean, it's getting. I will tell you, I can testify to you, it is getting harder to get Bitcoin because I don't buy on exchange. I mean, I buy out in the open market. So it is getting harder, and that's why you see the price going up. All right, it's simple market supply dynamics. So, all right, so this is what Richie Rich was talking about. It said Bitcoin price to reach 60,000 before crashing to 1,000 in 2018 is Saxo Bank's outrageous prediction. Okay, this is interesting. I just like to read the first part here. Bitcoin is thrown to the wolves. The headline reads, punctuating the tail end of Saxo Bank's prediction that the Bitcoin price will soar above 60,000 in 2018 before crashing more than 98% to its fundamental production cost of $1,000. So they're basically saying it costs $1,000 to make one Bitcoin. Okay. Well, could it survive on $1,000? I think it'll still survive on $1,000. But why would it go down to $1,000? That would mean that a lot of the holders who are hodling would have to sell up to 90% of their holdings, which I don't know why they would start doing that, considering the price went up to $60,000. So I don't know what would cause this crash. So I don't know what would cause this crash, but okay, it's interesting. Let me do my chart analysis and see what I have to say about if there's a market crash. I think I talked about it briefly, but I'm more than happy to talk about it again one more time. All right, so I'm on the weekly, and well, let's just take a look. Man, that's a huge candle. That's a huge candle. I know it looks scary, but when you see large candles like that, that's very bullish. Although it looks like it's gonna crash, it, I bet you people are shorting, and right now they're kind of in the money. But as soon as people sell their shorts, guess what? That short now becomes a buy. You're short, or you cash out of your short, you're making a buy order. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Let's just make some lines here, make more lines. I'm just a line making fool. All right, here we go. This is like early part of 2000, end of 2012, early part of 2013 right here. And then this right here is 2000, early part of 2013. And then this is Mt. Gox 2013, right? And then let's see here. I'm not sure where I'm going to be, but let's just pick a spot. So we'll just pick some trend lines here. There we go. We'll pick that one. There we go. All right. Now let's see where all this goes. All right. So let's go 2020. Let's go year 2020. I'm doing combination of price prediction with time prediction, adding a little time into this. 2020, early part of 2020. Let's just say 2020, like early January. I think last time I did January 5th, right about here. There we go. All right, so here's this line, this vertical lines represent the year 2020, January 05. And so let's say if there is a market crash, okay, and so I got 3 lines. I got the top trend line from 2013. I got the top trend line from 2012 to 2013. Then I got the bottom supporting line from 2013 to whenever. And let's just figure this out. Okay. So one of my first areas in which port is right here. And I think that was like almost $10,000. So this line's $10,000 right here. Here's the other support right here, which is almost at 3,000, like $28,000 to $29,000 right here. And let's see where this is. That kind of looks like $500. So $1,000 is like somewhere right around here. So that's about 1,000. That's $1,019, but that's the closest I'm going to get. So there's $1,000 right here. I don't know if the price is going to start going down by 2020 by that much. That's pretty steep. That's pretty steep, and that's a short of a time. That's only 2 years. I think the price will start as soon as it hit early part of 2020 because you got the next halvening during that time. I think it's in the summer of 2020, if I'm correct, when the halvening will start. So unless there's something wrong with Bitcoin, or there's a huge mining collapse, or there's some kind of solar flare with an EMP that shuts down power electricity, I don't see the price of Bitcoin going down that low to 1,000. I think there's just too many people who have invested a lot of money into the cryptocurrency space and also have a lot of Bitcoins themselves. And I think it's just foolish to think that people are going to sell. Like Saxo Bank don't even have, I don't know if they even have any Bitcoin. I know they have a trading platform in which you trade imaginary Bitcoins, but then you settle for, ultimately you settle into cash. So there is no Bitcoin on their platform to dump any Bitcoin. So I don't know if this is just someone in the office who doesn't, aren't familiar with the Bitcoin market, making an analysis on Bitcoin. It just doesn't seem to make sense. So, if when you look at the price levels in which these people are talking about, it just, I mean, it could happen. It could happen. But I think with a lot of futures market, the futures market, like overall, and maybe even some of the options market, they're for hedging. And if you properly hedge, um, you know, I don't think the price would go that low. Uh, uh, if I was hedging and the market did crash, eventually I would get more Bitcoin because I would make more money on the hedge, and then I would take that money and I would just buy more Bitcoin. So I don't think the price would ever go down that low. Um, going down to 1,000. If you really look at the price, like this is right 1,000. Bottom trend line that I drew, that's the supporting trend lines at 500. This line here, which I think is probably going to be the real support line if we have a huge bear market, is probably it's right around at 28 to 29,000. And then a more optimistic, if I'm optimistic about this trend here, um, I'm looking at 10,000 being support. And that's at 2020. And the price is going to go up at 2020 because you're going to go from 6.5 to 3.25, I think. Am I right about that? No, we're at 12.5. It's going to go to 6.25. So if you imagine what the price is doing now, let's just say we hit the top right now at 16,000 or 15. Let's just say 15,000 because it's easier for me to calculate. Now you got the halving by 2020, when 2 years, you have to assume that the price is now going to go to 30,000 because to maintain, right, to keep the miners mining, to keep the network growing, right, the price has to go up to supply the miners. Because if the miners start dropping off, that means less security of the network. Then I could see the reason for the price to drop, because the network has to at least have some equilibrium to the price, right? If the price goes down, the network itself, the mining, well, there'll be less people mining. So as long as the price goes up, more and more people will start mining. So I don't see how going down to 1,000. I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it. I don't know where they're getting these numbers. As far as 60,000, I don't see where they're getting 60,000 either. I don't even really get how some of these people are coming up with these outrageous numbers. I mean, the most I can see is maybe a 42,000. I can see 42,000. I've done analysis on my end saying 42,000. That's really maxing it. I think 21 is probably more reasonable. Okay, so well, anyways, that's my long-term price. Let me just take some of these lines out here. All right, let me just go back. Let me go back here now. So let me. Wow. If you just look at this, it's hard to believe that it's going to go back down below that trend line. It really is. It's really hard to believe it's going to go down to back below this trend line. It just well, it could, but I just don't. I just can't foresee it because of all the attention Bitcoin's getting. But anyways, let's just go to an hourly. I'll do an hourly analysis, but I think it's just going to go up. So I mean, there's nothing here I can see that we're in a bear market. So I'm just going to draw a little trend line here. So I'm drawing this trend line to show that the price is kind of broken out of this trend line. So the two trend line points here and here, and you got a third one here, which it did react to that trend line. You can see the price, and it came down, but then it just came back up as well, and now it's riding on top of this downtrend line. So it has to, if there is going to be another wave going down, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm sorry. This is 0, and then this is 1, and then this is 2, and then this is 3. This is 4. There's usually, if on a downtrending market, there's usually a fifth wave, which the price should have gone down, already in the 1200s probably, but you don't see that. You see this break here on this trend line here, this trend line that I just drew, and then it's actually riding on top of it. So it looks like to me it's trying to actually move up. It's not, the price is not trying to go down anymore. So you can just draw some lines. Now I'm just looking at the hourly. Hourly is going to be pretty volatile. Let's see what other line I can draw. The lowest line right here is right about here. So these are some support areas if you're going to have, if you're looking for support areas. Here's one at 14,735, 14,735. Here's another support area of 14,235, and here's another support area eventually is whatever this low was of 13,486, somewhere around there. If the price does go below this, you can see right here, if the price does start moving below this trend line, then yes, it's probably going to make its fifth wave. But it's hard to make a fifth wave because I think it's broken right here. And I think it's just trying to poise itself, just positioning itself to go. It looks like it's trying to go up higher. It looks like it, okay, because from what I could tell here, from what I'm looking at. So, all right, and then let's go to a 12. All right, so the 12-hour. Okay, I'm looking at the 12-hour, and it's basically moving, and looks like it's just consolidating above the moving average. So if the spot price is above the moving average, that's a good sign. That usually indicates the price will just continue on that moving average, which the moving average is trending upwards. And then this is a 1 day. I do see a gap here, and it looks like it's starting to move, reach this trend line, but it doesn't mean it's going to reach it, because if it could easily on the next day it can move up, and this moving average can just be pulled up to touch the bottom of this candlestick, and next thing you know, we're off to the races again. But again, as long as the spot price is above this moving average and the moving average is trending upwards, most likely the price will continue to go up. And here's another one. It looks like it's filled this space here because there was a huge gap. There was a huge gap here, which I was afraid of, but it looks like it's trying to fill up this empty gap here. And then if this is on a 3-day, so if on the next candlestick, or even on this candlestick, I mean, it looks red now, it could easily turn green, But if it doesn't, on the next candlestick, if it goes green and goes up higher, this average line here, the simple moving average, can be pulled up to touch the bottom of this candlestick, this wick. And so when you look back, hindsight 2020, it looked like you should have bought right here, but right now you're looking at it, there's a gap. There's a little space here, right? And then finally, when I look at the week, like, are we, there's nothing here that tells me there's a market crash coming. There's nothing here that's a confirmed downtrend. Matter of fact, if I look at this candlestick, it tells me that it wants to go up even higher, because if you look at the wick, like it's a very large body, and on top of that, this wick is pointing. There's more of a wick on top than there is on the bottom. It tells me that the price wants to go higher, even though the RSI looks way oversold and looks like it shouldn't go any higher. It should all be crashing down if you look at that. But you know, on a weekly, uh, it can barely move just a little bit higher, and obviously it can move like thousands of dollars. You know, so don't underestimate the weekly trend. The weekly trend is very strong, and the weekly trend is trending up. Again, don't fight the trend. If you short the market is there to take your money. All right, it's going to take your money, because when your shorts get called, right, or when your shorts get stopped out, that's a buy, and then it adds to the momentum of the price going up. So I think there's just way too many people who are still in disbelief that the price can go up any higher, and so they're shorting the market. They're shorting, on the exchanges, which eventually will cause. Eventually, when you get out of your short position, you're making a buy order, so that drives up the price. That's just the way market works. Don't ask me how or why. I don't fully understand, but that's what I've seen, and that's what you've been seeing so far. So, anyways, that is all I have. Hopefully, you all enjoyed this here. Let me exit out of this and go to my go to my meme for today. So, hopefully, all of you will have a great, wonderful Christmas. Expect a gift from Chandler Gao, and he will be giving you Bitcoin Gold. We should be all thankful to Chandler Gao. He's came, obviously from the East. He comes to bear gifts to us all, and we're all all Bitcoin holders will be receiving Bitcoin God. So let's all be thankful, and maybe even send him a tweet letting him know that we're all thankful for his gift, and he should continue with this project if he has intentions to really doing this. So I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. Buy Bitcoin, thank you, as well as 21 Million Club, Jacob TS, Richie Rich, and also Dual Overhead Camness, DD8209. Uber Guy, how you doing? I've seen you before. Sell Litecoin. Well, according to my proprietary formula WebBot trading machine, that's what it's saying. I don't have a WebBot trading machine, but and Chase that coin. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. And let's see who else is on the chat. Brian's in the chat. Thank you for being in the chat. Tomcat, as well as Fud Machine. And let's see here. Who else? Q Burrow. Let's see who else. God, my goodness, you guys were all chatting up today. Let's see who else is in the chat. Oh, Andre Barnwell. Thank you. Oh, goodness. And the famous cryptocurrencies, along with, let's see who else was in here. Oh, I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you guys for participating in the chat. It's really fun talking with you, and hope you enjoyed the live stream with me, as I enjoyed as much as with you. And I guess until next time, well, first of all, like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, and also if you want, you can also make a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. All right, bye.